How to install application software. Adding a program depends on where the installation files for the program are located. Typically, programs are installed from a CD or DVD, from the internet, or from a network. For installing a program from the internet, in your web browser, click the link to the program. To install the program immediately, click Open or Run and then follow the instructions. In order to install the program later, click Save and download the installation files. For installing a program from a network, connect your computer to a domain that has the program that you want to add. Click the program and click Install. Follow the instructions on your screen. For installing a program from a CD or DVD, insert the disk into your computer. Browse through the disk and open the program setup file, usually called setup.exe or install.exe. Double-click to run the setup. Then the installation window will appear. Choose your preferred installation type. Install Now will begin installation with the complete features. Customize will show the installation options. From the next window, choose the features that you require from the software and click Install Now. The installation will start and you will be able to see the installation progress. As the installation completes, a completion message will be shown. Click to close the installation. And there you have it. Software installation taken care of in a few simple steps. How to work with BIOS. What is BIOS? The basic input-output system, usually referred to as BIOS, is a software stored on a small memory chip on the motherboard. How to enter the BIOS or CMOS setup. First, press F2 to enter BIOS setup. Some older computers may also display a flashing block to indicate when to press the F1 or F2 keys. To enter BIOS setup, press F1 or F2 or delete or escape keys as the computer is booting up. Once you have successfully entered the CMOS setup, you will see the following screen showing you machine's configuration. For changing date and time of your system, move to the Mains tab at the top of the screen. Use the navigation arrows to move to System Time. To select, press Enter. Use the arrow key to change to hour, minutes, seconds. When done, press F10. Select Yes to confirm changes and to save and exit. To change the boot sequence, move to the Boot menu. Under the Boot priority order, choose the Boot option. Press F5 or F6 to change values. Press Enter to select the option. Once done, press F10. Select Yes to confirm changes and to save and exit. For changing supervisor and user password, the supervisor password controls the access of the CMOS setup utility. The password can be used to boot up when password on boot is enabled. Move to Security tab. Navigate to Set Supervisor Password and press Enter. A new window will appear to set the supervisor password. Enter the new password and confirm. Press Enter to select the option. When done, press F10. Select Yes to confirm changes and to save and exit. To exit the CMOS setup utility, move to Exit tab. Navigate to the required options. Exit Saving Changes will save all changes made and exit the utility. Exit Discarding Changes will discard all changes made and exit the utility. Load Setup Default will restore the factory default values and exit the utility. Discard changes will only discard the changes made without exiting the utility. Save changes will save all changes made without exiting the utility. When done, press F10. Select Yes to confirm changes and to save and exit. BIOS is a very important system as it instructs the computer on how to perform a number of basic functions such as booting and keyboard control. Understanding different topologies and types of network. Networks are distinguished based on their geographical span. A network can be as small as distance between your mobile phone and its Bluetooth headphone, and as large as the internet itself, covering the whole geographical world. Personal Area Network. A personal area network, PAN, is smallest network which is very personal to a user. This may include Bluetooth-enabled devices or infrared-enabled devices, or may include wireless computer keyboard and mouse. Local Area Network. A computer network spanned inside a building and operated under a single administrative system is known as LAN. It mostly operates on private IP addresses and does not involve heavy routing. Metropolitan Area Network. The Metropolitan Area Network, MAN, generally expands throughout a city. It can be in the form of Ethernet, token ring, ATM, or Fiber Distributed Data Interface, FDDI. MAN can help an organization to connect all of its offices in a city. Wide Area Network. Wide Area Network, WAN, covers a wide area which may span across provinces and even a whole country. These networks provide connectivity to MANs and LANs. Types of basic network topologies. Network topology. A network topology is the arrangement with which computer systems or network devices are connected to each other. Bus topology. In a bus topology, all devices are connected to a single communication line or cable. Both ends of the communication line or cable have line termination. The data is sent in only one direction, and as soon as it reaches the extreme end, the terminator removes the data from the line. Star topology. In star topology, all devices are connected to a hub using a point-to-point connection. Every communication between hosts takes place through only the hub. Ring topology. In a ring topology, host machines are connected by creating a circular network structure. Failure of any host results in failure of the whole ring. Here the data travels through all intermediate hosts. Mesh topology. In mesh topology, a host is connected to one or multiple hosts. In this topology, hosts have point-to-point connection with every other host, or may have hosts with point-to-point connection to few hosts only. Mesh technology are of two types: full mesh and partially mesh. Hybrid topology. A network structure whose design contains more than one topology is said to be hybrid topology. The Internet is the best example of largest hybrid topology. Client-server model. Two remote application processes can communicate mainly in two different fashions. Peer-to-peer, both remote processes are executing at same level and they exchange data using some shared resource. Client-server. One remote process acts as a client and requests some resource from another application process acting as server. How to install application software. How to upgrade and install updates. How to install Windows Update. We all know how important software updates are. The importance magnifies even more when the operating system needs updates. Here are two ways you can use to update your Windows operating system. To have Windows install important updates, follow the following steps. Open Windows Update by clicking on the Start button. Choose All Programs and then clicking on Windows Update. In the left pane, click Check for Updates and then wait while Windows looks for the latest updates. If any updates are found, click Install Updates. In order to turn on automatic updates, follow the following steps. Again, open Windows Update by clicking on the Start button. Click on Change Settings from the left side of the panel. Under Important Updates, choose your desired option. Under Recommended Updates, select the Give me recommended updates the same way I receive important updates box and click OK. By turning this option on, your system will update automatically, saving you the time and hassle. How to install application software. How to install a device driver. A device driver consists of a group of files that enable one or more hardware devices to communicate with the computer's operating system. The following are the steps on how to install drivers for a new device and upgrade a device's driver for this setup. Open Control Panel and click Devices. Find the new detected hardware. Right-click on it and then click Update Driver. Select No, not this time. Select Install from a list or specific location. Advanced. Select Don't Search and select the driver to install. Select Show All Devices. Click Have Disk. Point to the .inf file in the driver folder and then click Open. Click Next. Click Continue Anyway. Click Finish. The adapter has been successfully installed. You can go to Device Manager and check Network Adapters. How to install application software. How to create a user account. Creating a new account is a simple process. From the Start screen, go to the Control Panel. Go to User Accounts and Family Safety. Select Add or Remove User Accounts. From here, you can create either a new account to go with your administrator account or a guest account. The new account will work in tandem with your current account. You can turn the guest account on or off depending on your requirement. There is also an option to convert your new account into the administrator account. Who knew creating a new account could be this easy? How to create a LAN network. A LAN or local area network is a great way to share files if you have several computers in your home or office. Setting up a network will allow you to share an internet connection, data, printers, and other devices between your computers, all without or with wires. Why set up a local area network? When you have several computers, it can be convenient to connect them to each other to create a local area network, LAN. Setting up such a network costs very little, also have few advantages that you could enjoy by setting up your local area network. File transfers, sharing of resources, internet connection sharing, printer sharing, shared disks, etc. Discussion, network games. Types of local area network. There are two main types of local network architecture. Wired networks, based on the Ethernet technology. Wireless networks, which generally use the Wi-Fi technology. Necessary hardware requirements. To create a local area network in Windows, you need several computers running Windows, can have different versions of Windows network, Ethernet cards, RJ45 cables in the case of wired networks, a hub or a switch. Necessary structure. To create a local area network, it is recommended that you adopt a star structure, where the computers are each connected to the hub via an RJ45 cable. A hub is a device that transfers data from one computer to another. Installing hardware and drivers. Installing hardware. The first thing to do is to open your computer and insert the network card. Installing drivers. Windows will detect that you have installed a new hardware. In most cases, it will install the drivers automatically. If not, you need to install the drivers manually from the CD supplied with the network card. If using driver CD, plug the adapter into the PCI slot of the computer and then start your computer. The computer will detect the adapter and the found new hardware wizard will appear. Select Install from a list or specific location, Advanced, and then click on Next. Select Don't Search. It will choose the driver to install and then click on Next button. Choose Network Adapters and click Next. Click on Have Disk. Then the Locate File window will appear. Please locate and select the correct driver file which is for your operating system, and then click Open button. Click on Next button and then wait for the driver installation to finish. On the next window, click Continue Anyway to complete your installation. Click Finish. The adapter has been successfully installed. You can go to Device Manager and check Network Adapters. Installing protocols. Protocols are the software components that will enable computers to communicate with each other. The main protocols for a local area network are as follows. TCP/IP, the protocol used on the Internet. IPX/SPX, a simple protocol sometimes used for certain video games. Client for Microsoft Networks, Microsoft's proprietary protocol, enabling file sharing and printer sharing, among others. Note, by default, the operating system installs the common protocols, which will be sufficient for almost all users. Configuring IP address. IP address is short for Internet Protocol IP address. An IP address is an identifier for a computer or device on a TCP/IP network. An IP address can be static or dynamic. A static IP address will never change and it is a permanent Internet address. A dynamic IP address is a temporary address that is assigned each time a computer or device accesses the Internet. How to configure IP address? Click Start Point to Control Panel and double-click Network and Internet Connections. Select and double-click Network Connections. Double-click the Local Area Connection icon. Select Internet Protocol TCP/IP tab and double-click it or click Properties tab. Now you have two ways to configure the TCP/IP protocol. Assigned by DHCP server, select Obtain an IP address automatically and obtain DNS server address automatically. Then click OK to save the setting. Assigned manually, select Use the following IP address. Please type in IP address 192.168.2.x. X is from 2 to 253. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0 and default gateway 192.168.2.1. if router LAN address is 192.168.2.1. Select Use the following DNS server addresses and type the DNS server IP address, which should be provided by your ISP. Finally, remember to click OK to save settings. Testing the IP configuration and connections. You are advised to check the computer's IP configuration. Windows systems offer a command line tool called ipconfig that lets you find out your computer's IP configuration. Click Start, click Run and type CMD. On the DOS window, type ipconfig/all and press Enter. Testing the IP configuration and connections. To test the proper functioning of a network, there is a highly practical utility provided as a standard feature with most operating systems. This is the ping utility. Ping lets you send a data packet to a network computer and lets you evaluate the response time. Ping the loopback address 127.0.0.1 representing your computer. Ping -t 127.0.0.1. Ping the IP addresses of the network's computers. Ping -t 192.168.2.11. Ping the computer names. Ping -t node 04. The biggest advantage of having a LAN connection is the cost. It is relatively cheap to set up as it tends to require less hassle at the start and less advanced infrastructure to keep it running. Different tools to resolve LAN issues. Network troubleshooting tools are a necessity for every network administrator. When getting started in the networking field, it is important to amass a number of tools that can be used to troubleshoot a variety of different network conditions. Different causes of network problems. A LAN is comprised of many elements: printers, monitors, PCs, IP phones, servers, storage hardware, networking equipment, security software, network applications, enterprise applications, office productivity applications, and more. Devices on the network are linked physically by twisted pair copper, fiber, or wireless access points. Some root causes of network problems are frequently caused by one of these three sources. Physical layer: copper, fiber, or wireless. Possible causes: damaged or dirty cabling or terminations, excessive signal attenuation, insufficient cable bandwidth, wireless interference. Network layer: Ethernet and IP. Possible causes: damaged networking devices, incorrect or suboptimal device configurations, authentication and association issues, insufficient network bandwidth. Switches and VLANs. Possible causes: excessive utilization, too many errors, incorrectly assigned VLAN membership, traffic priority, COS or QoS issues. LAN and network diagnostics. Before you start to look for troubleshooting, write down a list of everything that has changed. Think it through first. Be methodical. Start at one place and work slowly out from there. LAN troubleshooting. The best practices for successful LAN troubleshooting are: identify the exact issue or problem. Recreate the problem if possible. Localize and isolate the cause. Formulate a plan for solving the problem. Implement the plan. Test to verify that the problem has been resolved. Document the problem and solution. Provide feedback to the user. Different network monitoring tools. Here is a collection of network monitoring tools that helps perform the first and second level troubleshooting based on the nature of the network fault. ICMP ping. When you receive a device down alert, the first condition that you might want to assess is if the device is reachable. Do an instant ping and check for response. Traceroute. When you troubleshoot a device down alert using ping and the device fails to respond, you can traceroute to determine if the device is not reachable because of a failure in the path. IP config. One of the most important things that must be completed when troubleshooting a network issue is to find out the specific IP configuration of the variously affected hosts. NSLookup. The NSLookup utility can be used to look up the specific IP addresses associated with a domain name. If this utility is unable to resolve this information, there is a DNS issue. Speed test. A very easy test that can be used to both determine the internet bandwidth available to a specific host and to determine the quality of an internet connection is the use of speed test utility. Path ping. This tool takes the functionality and information that can be obtained from tool and provide a more detailed single picture of the path characteristics from a specific host to a specific destination. Route. This utility is used to display the current status of the routing table on a host. While the use of the route utility is limited in common situations where the host only has a single IP address with a single gateway, it is vital in other situations where multiple IP addresses and multiple gateways are available. The type of tools that are quickly available can greatly influence the amount of time that it takes to complete a job. When troubleshooting a networking issue, the amount of time that it takes to find and fix a problem directly affects the wasted costs that it causes to any system relying on the network. Summary. At the end of this activity card, the participants were able to understand and learn different causes of network problems, LAN and network diagnostics, LAN troubleshooting, best practices, different network monitoring tools. You should now be able to identify the different causes of network problems and be well versed with the best LAN troubleshooting practices. Types of printers, how to install a printer and troubleshooting. Types of printer. Computer printers can be distinguished as impact or non-impact printers. Let's start with impact printers. An impact printer makes contact with the paper. It usually forms the print image by pressing an inked ribbon against the paper using a hammer or pins. The following are some impact printers. Dot matrix printer. The dot matrix printer uses print heads containing from 9 to 24 pins. The more the pins, the clearer the letters on the paper. Daisy wheel printers. The print mechanism of this type of printer looks like a daisy. At the end of each petal is a fully formed character which produces solid line print. Line printers. When an enormous amount of material is printed, the character at a time printers are too slow, and that is where line printers come in handy. Moving on to non-impact printers. Non-impact printers do not use a striking device to produce characters on the paper, and they are much quieter. Some non-impact printers are inkjet printers. The inkjet printer prints images or characters with little dots. The dots are formed by tiny droplets of ink. Inkjet printers form characters on paper by spraying ink from tiny nozzles through an electrical field. Laser printers. Laser printers produce images on paper by directing a laser beam at a mirror which bounces the beam onto a drum. The drum has a special coating on it to which toner sticks. How to install a printer? Click Start, Settings, Control Panel. Double-click Printers and Faxes. Double-click Add Printer to start the Add Printer wizard. Click Next. Click Local Printer. Make sure there's no check mark next to Automatically Detect and Install. Click Next. If your printer is actually attached to the computer, click Use the following port and select the port your printer is attached to. If you're installing a local driver, choose LPT1 for now. You can change that setting later. Click Next. If installing a new printer, select your printer manufacturer and printer model here. If you have an installation disk or CD that came with the printer, click Have Disk and locate the INF file for the printer. Click Next. Give the printer a name. This is the name you'll use to select it later. Click Yes under Do you want to use this printer as the default printer? Click Next. Click Do not share this printer. Click Next. Click No. Click Next. Click Finish. Troubleshooting a printer. Printer does not have power indicator. Make sure that the printer is on. When a printer is on, it should have some light or LED indicating it's receiving power. Cables not connected properly. Make sure the power and data cables, parallel cable or USB cable are connected to both the printer and computer. Printer error. If the indicator is blinking, this is an indication of a printer error, like a paper jam or an issue with the ink or toner cartridge. No paper or paper jam. Make sure you have paper in the printer paper cartridge or tray. Next, verify that no printer paper is jammed or partially fed into the printer. Installing and handling with printer issues is easy And now you know how. How to install application software. How to share a printer on a network. In order to print documents and files, you need to connect to a printer directly or create a connection to a network or shared printer. Follow the following steps to easily connect your system to a printer. How to connect to a printer. From the Start menu, open Control Panel. Under Hardware and Sound, you'll find an option to view printers. One click and you'll get an option to add a new printer towards the top of your screen. You'll get an option to either plug in a printer or connect wirelessly to one. Select the first option and you're good to go. To connect to a printer on a network, you'll have to select the second, Add a network, wireless or Bluetooth printer. Click a network printer or a printer attached to another computer and then click Next. There are 3 ways to connect a network printer. A. Click Find a printer in the directory. Click the Browse button, which is to the right of Location, and click the printer location. Then click OK. B. Locate the printer by typing the printer using \\print server _name /share_name. Browse for the printer on the network and then click on the printer in Shared Printers. C. To connect to an internet or intranet printer, click Connect to a printer on the internet or type the URL to the printer using the following format: http://print server _name /printers /share_name /printer. Your printer is now ready for use. How to install application software. How to apply firewall on internet access. Windows has inbuilt firewall software that checks all the information coming through the internet and then either blocks or allows it to pass through to your computer based on your firewall settings. It also stops your computer from sending malicious software to other computers and networks. Here's how you can enable Windows Firewall on your system. Click the Start button and select Control Panel. Choose the System and Security option. From the Windows Firewall option, click on Check Firewall Status. On the left, click on Turn Windows Firewall on or off. Select the option to turn on Windows Firewall. You can also block certain websites from breaching your system's firewall. Here's how you can do that. Go to Advanced Settings on the same page. Select Outbound Rules. Select New Rule to create a new rule for outbound traffic and insert the path to the program you wish to block. Click the Browse button and browse the application on your system. Click Inbound Rule to set inbound rules. Select New Rule to create a new rule for inbound traffic. Under Rule Type, select Program. The final step is to name your rule. After loading the browser and going for the blocked website, you will see that the firewall rule is in effect immediately. Your computer more secure than ever in minutes. How to install application software. Access a remote computer. TeamViewer. Using remote access software. TeamViewer. TeamViewer is a common software used for internet-based remote access and support. It can connect to any PC or server, so you can remote control your PC as if you were sitting right in front of it. To install TeamViewer, open the browser and type www.teamviewer.com on the address bar. Click Download and choose All Downloads. Click the download under All-in-One. The download will start. Double-click the downloaded setup file to install TeamViewer. The installation will begin. Choose the required environment and click Next. Accept the license agreement and click Next. Select the installation type, Normal. Select Access Control to Full Access. The installation will start showing progress. Installation will show the installing details. Once the installation is complete, the TeamViewer window will appear, showing your machine's ID and password. Enter the partner's ID and password to connect. Now you can access the partner's computer. To transfer a file, select the required file. Select destination location and click Transfer. To chat with the partner, click the chat option on top of the TeamViewer window and start a chat. To remotely assist your partner and look for errors in the computer, click Search and type Run. Type the desired command, say Control, and press Enter. You will be moved to the control panel of your partner's machine. You have access to your partner's computer and can help him or her remotely using TeamViewer. TeamViewer works with Windows, Mac, Linux operating systems and on mobile, Android, Apple iPad, Apple iPhone devices. It is free for all non-commercial users. How to install application software. How to troubleshoot virus-infected machines. Troubleshooting consists of a variety of programs that can automatically fix a lot of common problems that might be affecting your computer. Here's how you go about with troubleshooting your system. Click the Start button, which is present at the bottom left corner of the screen. Select Control Panel and then under System and Security, click Find and Fix Problems. Troubleshooters can find and fix a variety of common problems. If not all, say for some reason you still can't fix the problem, you will notice several options that will take you online and try and find a solution to your particular problem. When a troubleshooter fixes the problem, you can close the program. You can view a complete list of changes made at the end of it all. Your computer is back to its original state in a matter of minutes.